I think we're online here. About to find out. Thank you and welcome to Prepper Nation. If you're brand new, thank y'all for all of the support, clicking, listening, yada, yada, yada. Got a good one this morning. I'm going to call it something random though. You know, like eggs, milk, and arrogance. Something like that. I'll explain in a minute, but we're going to talk some prepping. And of course, we'll go over some videos. You know how we do with the note cards over here now, and some comments. So I wanted to start off with the prepping aspect of things because prices have went up substantially. I can't be the only one seeing this, right? Prices have went up substantially on eggs. They went up on milk. My wife, Miss Nation, was just talking about potatoes the other day. And if you've been here with this channel for a while, I cannot remember if it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, but I remember a certain point in time when people were jumping into the chat, the live chat, and they were like, hey, this survival food, like Oxen Farms, for example, is on sale on Amazon. Y'all get it before it's gone. Like, people were helping each other out, and I saw these comments, and I would tell my wife, and my wife was like stacking it up. So glad that we did. So I'm going to show you a few of the ones that we have, but I've got several open because we've been using them, and I'll show you what the consistency looks like and everything, and explain that process. And then again, we'll get into the arrogance part here in a second. So eggs are outrageous right now. And full disclaimer, I don't work for any of these companies. Whatever brand you like. We just happen to have a variety of brands over there. Most of it is Ready Wise, Mountain House, and Augustin Farms. But we do have some Nutrient Survival as well. Powdered egg blend. All right. So this expires. Again, we got this. It's been at least 2 years, maybe 3. Expires in 2046. All right, so this one has not been cracked open, which just means when you take the lid off, you're going to have to use a can opener, go around it. Most of y'all probably already know that. I'm not trying to insult your intelligence, but some people might not know that. 2046. Once you crack one of these bad boys open, in most cases, they're good for about a year. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple that are cracked right now, as a matter of fact. Potato gems. Right? Miss Nation again was talking about the price of potatoes. And I'll show you what these look like here in a second, son. I got a scooper. I can smell the potatoes. But I've been making protein shakes. And what I've been doing with the protein shakes is we've got powdered peanut butter for days. For days in these number 10 cans. And we've got tons of milk in these cans as well. So I'll mix scoop of the milk, scoop of the powdered peanut butter, and then scoop of the protein. Usually I'll throw a banana or something in there. So this is the milk. All right, it's just powdered milk, guys, when you're getting right down to it, okay? Set this over here for a second. Again, I cracked this one open 2 weeks ago, so we've got almost a full year on that one. And this is the consistency of the potato gems. All right, instant potatoes, they just coming out looking like this, right? So what Miss Nation will do when she's cooking, she's a great cook, let me just tell you, son, is we really have 2 ways of blending this stuff up, because you just add water, right? So we have a Ninja blender. One of the Ninja blenders look like a pitcher. And then she has one of the KitchenAid deals, the mixers. If she's making a lot of something up at one time, she'll use the KitchenAid. But normally we just use the Ninja blender. So for example, with the milk, you measure it out. The scoops are accurate and stuff like this. I use the protein scoops that I get with the whey protein. And you measure things out, or you can use measuring cups or whatever. You add your water. We usually put a little ice in there as well. Blend it up in the Ninja. and then we'll pour it into a container. It's in the fridge. We didn't have to buy milk, right? Because we bought this stuff back in the day. The eggs were like $14 or $15 a container. So we are saving a lot of money versus having to buy eggs in 2025. Again, this was 2 or 3 years ago. So that's the kind of prepping that I'm into right now. The practical side of prepping. How you can save a buck here, how you can save a few bucks over here. You know, I realize that's not for everybody. I'm not trying to paint everybody into a little bitty box or what have you, but right now, 2025, it's about saving money. It's about managing money as best as possible, because y'all know what the economy looks like. You know what the grocery prices look like. You know, and at some point, I think they will come down under Trump, but that's going to take a while. All right, especially if he's throwing tariffs and stuff up like that. So if back in the day you were stacking this stuff up and you were encouraging other people to do the same thing, I really appreciate it. You probably are appreciating it right now. Another good thing about the, I don't know if this is all brands, but I think the Augustin Farms, generally Amazon will have a sale on something. Like we have also on the counter right now open, we have, it's a soup base for like vegetable soup, vegetable beef soup and stuff like this. You just add the meat in and then cook it up. So they'll run this stuff on sale. Occasionally it'll be something different. Seems like every so many days. They take EBT. So if any of you guys or gals watching this have EBT, I think, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure a few people back in the day in the chat said, hey, they accept EBT for these items on Amazon. So at least check into it is what I'm saying, okay? But look, you can prep any way you want to. You can prep for zombies. You can prep for the end of the world. I really don't prep for the end of the world anymore, because I've come to realize if it's the end of the world, there's not a whole lot I can do about it anyway. I mean, it's kind of, at some point, it's kind of just set in motion, you know what I mean? If it's the biblical end of the world, what am I going to do about it? But stuff like this, you know, power outages, inflation beaters and things like that, it's just more practical. And that's the part of prepping that I'm really enjoying right now. Not the constant negative news and the fear porn and stuff like this. So that's just me, though. I'm not putting anybody else down for it. At least yet. We're getting ready to go over. We'll go over the videos here in a minute. The titles like we do. I want to touch on 3 comments that I saw since last week. I think it was last week that we had posted. I don't even remember anymore. I think we posted a video last week, right? Let me know in the comments. So somebody was asking about the poster back here. They said, oh man, I can't remember who they called it. It's a 70s band. But it's actually, I'll think of it here in a minute. I promise I will. But it's actually Evanescence and Amy Lee. That's my favorite rock band of all time. They came through Charlotte several years ago. We went to it. It was an outdoor deal. And that's the concert poster and the ticket. I wish I could think of the name of the band they thought it was. You can go back to the last video and check the comments. But they're right. They're right. It does very much look like that. Second, I got a comment. Apparently, somebody had left a comment. David had said, hey, you know, here's a good one. He blocked him and everything, but they were over here trolling or whatever. A lot of creators in the prepping community apparently are pulling the ripcord. They're just done. They're not putting out content anymore. They're hanging it up, or they're bitching and moaning and complaining about YouTube censorship and all this stuff, which, you know, if you're going to work for them and they're going to pay you money, you're going to toe the line. It is what it is. And if they're censoring you, you know, maybe it is time to pull the ripcord if you're that upset about it. And they had left a comment. I knew this was going to happen. John was going to quit. He'll come back in, try it a few more times, and he'll finally hang it up. And I really understand this comment. for the John will try it a few more times before he hangs it up. I don't understand what I'm trying exactly. I'm not trying to be rich. Everything's demonetized. Well, I made a mistake actually on that. I made 4 cents this month because there was a video that's like 5 years old I forgot to demonetize. And so I made 4 pennies. So if I come across 2 pair of penny loafers, I'm good to go, son. But other than that, it's been rectified. I'm not making money over here. And I certainly don't want to be famous on the internet. I think, no offense to you guys, you know, the internet's for some people for sure, but it's not why I'm here. It's not really why I've ever been here. I think the internet is very superficial. You know, I don't want to be one of these people walking around all the time with the phone. And it's just not me. It's not for me. So I don't get what I'm trying to do. You know, ramble. I can do that all day, son. Every day if I needed to. But what I've done is I've scaled back because there's no sense in putting content out every single day unless you're surfing the algorithm, trying to make money, trying to build a platform. And I'm trying to do neither at this point. You'll notice I don't even ask for subscribes anymore and stuff like that. Thumbs up. I take those because other beaverines can find the video that way. But that's up to y'all, man. And finally, best survival food. You know, what survival food would I recommend? Whatever you can afford. Again, I don't work for these companies. And I haven't tried every single variety that's out there, every single brand. I've tried a lot of them. It's what's your budget look like? You know, ReadyWise is probably, or Oxen Farms, one of those two. They're going to be the cheapest. But they're also going to be the least interesting as far as taste is concerned. Mountain House is kind of, I consider that mid-grade. Nutrient Survival is a little better than Mountain House in my opinion. It is more expensive. So it just really depends on what you can afford. Again, I would not order directly from any of these companies. I would go on Amazon, especially if you have the free shipping, and I would look to see what's on sale. That's just how I approach things. If I can fill a hole on the shelf in the number 10 can and save $5 or $10 doing it and getting the same product, I'm good with that. Even if it doesn't taste as great as the next option. But other people, man, they what does my daughter call it? Bougie. They got to have the best of everything. That's just not me. But to each their own. You know, I'm sitting here drinking like truck stop level coffee right now. And it's good to me. So anyway, Adam, thank you. We're going to go over 5 video titles. And if you haven't checked the channel out in several weeks, I'm not online, so I don't know. I'm just going based on the title here. Okay, I don't know the creators that put this out. He just hands them to me. What's the first, thing that comes to your mind? That sort of thing. So, number 1, if I listened to my comment section, I'd be living in a ditch. It's kind of like a game show over here. I like this stuff. If I listen to my comment section, I'd be living in a ditch. So, again, I don't know exactly what they're talking about. Let me get some more light out here. But that kind of comes across as arrogant to me, if I'm being honest, for a couple of different reasons. The biggest is, now I don't know if this person has 20 subscribers. I don't know if this person has 2 million subscribers. I don't even know who this person is. But you're sitting here saying you're not going to listen to people in your comments section, while at the same time, you expect them to click your video and listen to you. So it does strike me as a little bit arrogant. And also, we were just talking about the survival food and how Miss Nation and I were stacking the food because the comment section here was letting us know what was on sale. I get it. There are trolls out there. I just gave y'all a trollish comment from last week. I guess, or backhanded. Look, I told Adam and David and K-Man James when he's on, if it's a backhanded comment, just ghost them. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's what I've been doing for a year plus now anyway. So I get the trolls are going to be up in your comments, and I understand maybe where you're coming from on that, but I think we kind of live in a society where nobody knows everything, you know? And too many people talk and not enough people are willing to listen. And so I think, you're doing yourself a disservice maybe, because I guarantee you right now in this live chat, there are multiple people that know more about prepping than I do. You understand what I'm saying? And it's always been that way. And so I've always went into it and I feel confident about certain things when it comes to prepping. But then on the flip side, I can also learn from people who know more than I do. And so I don't know, it just comes across as arrogant. Listen to me, but I'm not going to pay attention to the comment section and listen to the comment section. I don't know. That one's just a little off the wall and arrogant. The Potomac air collision, the latest. Man, look, shame on anybody right now who jumped on that story immediately. I saw it. I've been watching the network news and stuff like that. I got the off-air antenna. We still have TVs here, son. But I saw that and I knew in my mind, people in the prepping community, they're going to immediately jump on it. Number one, it has nothing to do with prepping or survival. So it's just what people were talking about at the moment. People were interested in that. And so I knew some prepping channels were going to immediately jump on that because, again, they're chasing clout. They're chasing clicks. They're trying to ride the algorithm. But look, man, these families have not even had time to bury their loved ones. Give it a rest for a little while. Don't be sleazy for a few weeks. Let the facts come out and then maybe talk about it. Not that it has anything to do with prepping still, but it's just a lot. It's not a good look to jump online and immediately start talking, especially when people died. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's done that past couple of days, shame on you. For clicks, like really, it's not something I would be interested in. Nothing ever happens is the dumbest comment ever. I agree with that. However, I don't think that it's the viewers or the people leaving comments. I don't think it's their fault. I think it's all of the fear porn and the doom and the gloom. And it's like every day people are being thrown into the deep end of the pool. And they are expecting the end of the world. They're expecting the zombie apocalypse. And I agree with whatever creator left that. It is a stupid comment. Things are always happening. Weather events are always happening. Power outages, inflation, stuff like this. But people have been trained over years and years and years to expect the absolute worst at all times. And I think they get to the point where they're burnt out. You know what I mean? They're burnt out. Hey man, we're not in the middle of a civil war right now. What gives? You promised a civil war here. So I understand both sides of that comment, or that title, I should say. Food shortage update. I feel like we go over this every week. And I don't know if people just don't listen or what it is. Maybe they're hearing impaired. So I brought with me a tool. That's right, son. Make sure I got it turned. No, of course it's upside down. You ready? There is no food shortage. There's no food shortage. I keep hearing about the bird flu and there's a shortage on eggs. And then when I go, there's eggs everywhere at my local store. They just rise in price. Okay, this gets us back to the practical prepping. If you handle your business on the front end and you get the stuff when it's on sale and you're proactive about it, you don't have to worry about food shortages. We went through a pandemic. Were there food shortages? No. People hoarded toilet paper, even during a wartime economy. Okay, if World War III kicks off, we go into a war economy, you're going to be able to eat. There's still going to be food available. This is a scare tactic. This is fear porn, okay? There will be certain things that are rationed, for sure. The prices of things are going to go up, for sure. But you're not going to run out of food. You're going to have options at your store. So please don't buy into that kind of stuff, okay? And finally, we're sleepwalking into Skynet and nobody cares. Totally agree. Don't know who left that, but I totally agree with that, and here's why. I actually in the past have made several videos about AI and the dangers of AI. And to me, it's a huge, huge issue that nobody clicked on the videos. You know what I mean? Like you got 10, 12,000 views day after day after day. You put out an AI video, you've got 1,500 views. I'm not sleepwalking into it. This is one of the main reasons that I'm not online. I see the dangers. I get it. But I think a lot of people are ignoring it. And listen, part of the reason, whoever left this, again, I'm with you 100%, we're sleepwalking into Skynet and nobody cares. It's because they're distracted by so many other things. You know, people are talking about the news that they're seeing on Fox and CNN. And none of it has to do with prepping, but we're keying in on that instead of talking about the important stuff like preparing for Skynet or the equivalent of. So I don't blame the viewers as much as I do the creators for distracting them. I don't know. This is just my 2 cents. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. God bless y'all. I'll post a video next week. It'll probably be midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere around in there, okay? And make sure that that gets uploaded. Y'all take care and God bless.